Let's talk week one overreactions. My biggest overreaction from the public is Geno Smith. People are saying Geno Smith is better than Russell Wilson, or that Russell Wilson has been holding back Geno Smith this whole time. And that is ridiculous. Yes, he had some really good moments. I'm not going to take it away from him. He had some pretty good throws there, but we've seen glimmers of good plays from him before. The problem is consistency. And even if he said, he didn't write back when all these people were writing him off, just give it time, people. Geno Smith and the Seahawks are not going to be good this year. You heard it here first. I'm not sold on him. And I think it was just a complete overreaction. What's your take on that? And also, what's your biggest overreaction, Kenny?
So, all right, I'll agree. Even though Geno made me a lot of money on Monday night, you're right. His problem is the consistency. Everyone in the NFL is super talented, right? They're in the NFL for a reason. So they all have the ability to come in there and light it up for a game or two. But what separates the elite players from guys like Geno Smith is, like you said, consistency. So over the course of a season, I don't expect much from Geno Smith. But I do think, especially after seeing week one, there's a chance Russell Wilson may be a little overrated. He had that elite defense that carried him in the beginning of his career. He had Marshawn Lynch. And in the last few seasons, when the whole focus became let Russ cook, the Seahawks have done nothing. So I'm curious to see how it plays out in Denver. He may be a little overrated. But my week one overreaction is the Bills.
Well, first of all, wait, let me respond. Let me respond to your Russell Wilson thing. I don't know that the whole let Russ cook thing. First of all, he was injured last year, so we had that going for him. Plus, like Pete Carroll with his archaic scheme, it was more of a run first offense. I don't think it really lent itself well to Russell Wilson. And with the way that Russell Wilson played against the Seahawks, first of all, it was kind of screwed up at the NFL to give him that game week one. He probably doesn't even know who he's throwing to because he's used to playing in that building for the other team. On top of that, it's not his fault that his running backs dropped both of their touchdowns in the end zone. I feel like that should have been a blowout by the Broncos, and so many things worked against them. I wouldn't blame Russell Wilson for that, but I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, the two goal line fumbles, of course, killed the Broncos, but they were playing the Seahawks, who, you, me, and everyone else in the world thought were going to be probably the worst, if not, the second worst team in the league this year after losing Russell Wilson. And, they came out and I think they surprised a lot of people.
They definitely did. But if they didn't surprise is the books. Because if they did, then they wouldn't be 10-point underdogs versus the Niners with the way that the Niners played last week. So clearly Vegas still does not believe in the Seahawks, but that's neither here nor there. What's your biggest overreaction to week one?
The Bills. Yeah, I'll say the Bills did look very good. They did look good, better than I thought they were going to. But I think it was more of a product of the Rams just looked really, really bad. I think you can agree with that, right?
Well, I'm high on the Bills, but I will agree that the Rams look really bad, and it was probably my favorite season opener of my life to watch them.
Yeah, I have to give a shout out. I forget his name, but the one follower I was going back and forth in the comments about the Rams Bills game. I said I would give him a shout out on the show if he was right. He was right. Egg on my face. The Rams look terrible. But yeah, I think just a big overreaction, right? And the NFL is big in week to week, becoming prisoner of the moment where you see a team on Sunday or Monday, they come out, they look great, they throttle their opponent. And then the next week, the line is inflated and everyone is high on that team again. Going back to 1995, there's only been 3 times where the preseason Super Bowl favorite has actually gone on to win the Super Bowl. So, long term, I don't think the Bills are going to be that elite team we saw week one. So I think a little overreaction to them.
I will say Kenny has not been high on the Bills for as long as I've known him. I remember you thought that Josh Allen wasn't going to be great last season. Like there's something with the Bills that just does not sit right with you, but we'll see. I'm high on the Bills, but I understand what you're saying there.